Negotiation is figuring out what all parties need to make it into a successful deal. When all the parties are happy with what they're getting, no one is a loser and no one feels pressured.
Welcome to the Get Traction podcast. If you are ready to learn exactly what it takes to become a real estate entrepreneur, this is the show for you. With your host, founder of Traction Real Estate Mentors and president of the Traction Real Estate Investors Association, Tom Zeeb.
Many people get flat out scared of negotiating. They think of high pressure sales, and since they never like being on the receiving end of that, they don't like the thought of being on the giving end either. But I'm telling you, it's the wrong way to think about this. Good negotiation isn't high pressure sales. It's quite the opposite, really. Negotiation is figuring out what all parties need to make it into a successful deal. When all the parties are happy with what they're getting, no one is a loser and no one feels pressured. To be making great deals, you need to learn how to effectively deal with people and get them to agree with you. This is what negotiation is all about. Do you really want to get solidly profitable deals coming your way? Then you need to get over your fear of negotiating and master some simple skills. Yes, it's easier than you think. In fact, there is both an art and a science to negotiation. You learn the science just from studying the basics and getting to know the lay of the land the way I teach it to you. You then master the art by practicing, simply by using and applying the techniques that you'll learn from me and then making them a part of you. It's a lot easier than you think. And it's fun too. You'll really get into it once you start to see the immediate results. Here are 3 hidden negotiation lessons that aren't readily apparent to the uninitiated. Number 1, you are negotiating all the time, whether you realize it or not. Therefore, learning these techniques will benefit all aspects of your life. Accept this fact and don't fight it. Just learn how to leverage it to your advantage. Number 2, understanding that the other side has pressure on them to do the deal as well. Look, both sides are under pressure to do the deal, so don't feel too intimidated. Don't think it's just you that needs to perform. Don't approach someone like you desperately need to buy, because remember, they also need to sell, and some of them need to sell really fast. So recognize the pressures they have on them. Think about the various types of pressures. It might be there's time pressure on them, or there's money pressure on them, or there's some other situational pressures on them. Don't forget that. So stop and breathe. Take a step back and look at the situation calmly. A lot of this is about going around the other side of the table and thinking like them, feeling like them, and recognizing what is going on in their mind. Just don't forget that they have pressure on them to close the deal as well. Lesson number 3, hidden lesson number 3, the desire to practice. You need to be willing to practice your negotiation skills. You do want to get better, don't you? You see how these skills can massively improve your business, your job, and your life, since, as I said in number 1, that you're always negotiating, like it or not. I have a friend whom I told to study my techniques, and I sent him my course and said to him, I said, look, take a look at this and see what you think. He said, oh, I'm a good negotiator already, Tom. I know all that. I don't need any help. I said, look, just humor me on this one. You're starting a new job, and I think these techniques will really do you good. I had once thought the same thing myself, that I couldn't get any better, etc. That's nonsense. Everyone can get better if they study and practice the right things. So my friend did actually study the techniques I sent him, and then I got an email from him a couple weeks later, and he said, Tom, that stuff was awesome. I'm doing so well now. He told me he negotiated 25% discounts across the board from all the vendors he was dealing with in his business. He said his boss is thrilled beyond belief and can't believe what a great choice they made in hiring him. He applied these techniques, and it totally changed the dynamics of the way his company is doing business with other companies. He said some of the small stuff sounded basic, but you just don't always think about it, especially in a big picture perspective that ties it all together. If you want to know the right way to become a great negotiator, you need to learn the basics and then practice them. My rapid cash generator training events are focused massively on negotiation.
Thanks for listening. Your next step is to visit GetTractionPodcast.com. Happy wholesaling.